The boy kept walking towards Beerus, each step making the air heavier around them. At that moment, Whis broke the silence with his calm voice, sounding like a psychologist explaining the condition of a dangerously unstable patient. This Goten is no longer that innocent child. Years of bottled-up pressure have erupted within him. His constant sense of being his father and brother's shadow, his frustration at never being acknowledged as a true warrior, and the fear of failure he buried deep inside. All of it has now exploded after seeing his father wounded before his eyes. What we see now is nothing but the embodiment of his inner turmoil and boiling emotions. As Whis explained, the scene grew more brutal. Goten struck Beerus with rapid, crushing blows, not meant to kill, but to humiliate. Beerus staggered, breathing heavily, blood spraying with each punch, while Goten continued with that cold smile, savoring the control he had over the god of destruction's fate. Everyone watched, powerless to intervene. But the moment wasn't confined to Earth. Its echoes reached across the universes. The other gods of destruction gathered with their attendants, watching through cosmic orbs, each reacting in their own way. Belmode laughed mockingly, saying, "So this is your end, Beerus. You always pretended to be superior, to be untouchable, and now you're nothing but a mouse in the hands of a child." Some of the others shook their heads in disdain, but Champa was the strangest. Leaning back, his heavy voice carried an odd note. "Beerus, you fool. I always hated you, but it's strange to see you like this. I don't know. Maybe I wanted to be the one to take you down, not someone else." Vados's voice, however, was filled with concern. "This isn't normal. What worries me is not Beerus, it's Whis. He's committed a grave crime by training Goten to this level. If it's proven he allowed this child to reach such power, the punishment awaiting him will be far worse than losing his position before father." On Earth, the situation reached its climax. Goten grabbed Beerus's head with both hands, his fingers digging into the god's skull. Sweat and blood streamed down Beerus's face as he screamed in agony. His head looked like it might burst under the crushing force. For the first time, Beerus's scream carried true fear. But Goten didn't stop. He pressed harder, the air around them spiraling into a violent storm of destruction. As he was about to crush Beerus's head, Goku's voice thundered through the battlefield. "Goten, stop! If you continue down this path, then don't ever consider yourself my son again. You've brought me shame. On me, on our family, and on the entire Earth." The words pierced Goten's heart like knives. Everyone was stunned by their harshness. Suddenly, Goten's body began to shake violently. He screamed in unbearable agony, as if a massive energy was surging back inside him, burning him from within. His veins bulged and his body convulsed under the overwhelming force. Everyone gasped in shock. Krillin shouted, "What's happening to him?" Gohan leapt forward in fear. "Goten!" Goten collapsed completely onto the ground, his body trembling in agony. Whis was the only one who seemed to understand. He placed a hand on his chin and explained with concern, "Ultra instinct. It isn't just a transformation, it's a state of mind and body." The psychological and emotional pressure Goten endured made him use this power recklessly. Now his body is paying the price. It seems his very cells cannot withstand the burden. Everyone was stunned by the explanation, their faces clouded with worry. As for Beerus, drenched in blood and sweat, sprawled on the ground, he looked at Goten with a mix of shock and hatred. Inside he thought, "Impossible. This child nearly killed me. If not for this breakdown, my end would have been here. But this is my golden chance. I won't let him rise again." Beerus began to crawl, struggling despite the pain, his eyes glinting with malice. At that moment,
The weeping Goten looked from afar at his father's shocked face, Goku's harsh words still echoing in his head like a stab. "You are no longer my son." Tears mixed with Goten's sweat as he stretched his trembling hand toward his father, whispering in a broken voice, "Dad, don't leave me." The moment split. Beerus preparing to pounce and finish Goten, while Goku wrestled with his guilt and the cruelty of his own words. Then Goku shouted with all his might, "Stop, Beerus!" But Beerus, seizing Goten's weakness, gathered the last of his energy and fired a death beam straight into the boy's chest.